Morning peeps, morning twins, welcome to Twin Flame Love Potion. I'm Lenore. I just want to say thank you so much for being here, and if you're liking my content, please like the videos and subscribe. There'll be lots more coming, educational as well as readings. I just did an amazing podcast with Lourdes McCombs. It's called 8th Level Podcast, and it's on Spotify. It'll be being released in April, so I'll let you know, and I'll put a link down when it gets released. I did a podcast with Dashana Singh, and that was released on Valentine's Day. That's also on Spotify. That's called That Was the Moment When, and you'll see mine. There's a photo of me, and it talks about twin flame. So go and check that out. I'll put the link in the box below so that you can go and check that out. Also, my website, twinflamelovepotion.com. Have a good read of that, and if you're needing some support, come and see me. Even if you don't identify as a twin flame, but you're still struggling with relationships, I've got just the potion for you. I'm also on TikTok, and I am developing a free masterclass on Facebook. I do have a Facebook support page, and that is called, hang on, I'll just find it. Groups that I manage. Agony and Ecstasy of Twin Flame, a support group. So come and join my support group, and I'll be putting all my videos and stuff up there. And I'm out the other end of this massive, crazy journey, so I can give you really good, objective, unattached support. So come into there, and I'll be in there all the time. Now I'm going to do a reading. So normally I get feminine energy coming through, but let's just do a bit of a shuffle and see what comes out. I decided to do all oracles because I feel that oracles tell a much better story for the twin flame path than any others. And I'm going to start with the romance angels, I think. So what messages are coming out from the romance angels? So this, see me shuffling, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Sometimes they flip out. Sometimes I pick them out. Please leave comments if you want to tell me about your journey. If any of this resonates with you, let me know what's going on with you. If it doesn't and you want me to do a reading on your journey, let me know where you're at. Are you first wave, second wave, third wave? So first wavers were activated usually around 20 odd years ago. Second wavers probably about 5 to 10 years ago, and third wavers are more in the last couple of years, 2 to 3 years. I'm not getting any flippers, so I'll just pull a couple out. Oh, my glasses are getting all fogged up. Oh, God. Let's clean it. It's so humid here at the moment. Unrequited love on the bottom. I'll just put them here, put a couple out. I do like looking at the bottom of the deck. Often feel that gives me the best information. What was that one? That was by itself. New love. So when I see the unrequited love card, if it's a twin flame connection, it's not unrequited, but it can be that the masculine is rejecting the connection, denying the love, and that can be really, really hard to process and to accept. And sometimes it gets so far to the point that they're not ever going to change. It's always going to be unrequited. And the reason I say that is because the other card that came out, which was New Love. So is anyone going through this at the moment where they feel it, and it appears that they're constantly being rejected? Their twin could even be saying to them, I don't love you, I never loved you. But then a funny thing is they often run away, then they chase, and then they run, and then they chase. They always keep you at a certain arm's length. And so there's a lot of confusing messages. This could be one of two things. I'm getting a few messages here. So unrequited love, they're not changing their facade. They're not taking off their mask. It's too scary. It's way too fearful. So you've decided to move on. And if you have done a lot of your healing and ascending, then you're going to attract in a new love that's high vibrational as you. Or you could be attracting a new love, a soulmate, where you need to learn some more lessons. Like all relationships and dynamics are throwing lessons at us to learn. The other thing I'm getting is past unrequited love, denial mask is now coming off, and they're coming into you in a new energy. So it looks like a new love because it's a completely different person. It's a real person, and it's the essence of the person that you always knew was there, but they weren't showing that, and they didn't even know what their real essence was. So they've done some healing, they've come into some self-love, and they are presenting as their real selves, which can look like a completely new love. So that's really interesting. Let's see what it is they want to say to you. So these can be some really direct messages. The Island Time Wellness Love Oracle. So this flipped out, hammer. Put that there. See what else comes out. Oh my goodness. There we go. This is a twin flame reading. Oh, flipper. Chaser. This is probably you who's watching this. Gosh, this is real twin flame stuff, isn't it? Okay, so we'll just go with those three. So hammer says sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. So if we look at the previous two cards around unrequited love and new love, and if we're looking at the message where they're starting to take off their mask and they're presenting as a completely new energy, then that's hammer supports the working on it. If they're denying the connection and keeping their mask on and staying in their very 3D entrenched life, then the interpretation of hammer that's written here, repetitive, so it's still repeating cycles, still looping, still coming in, going out, coming in, running away, and chasing. So when they run, you chase. The feminine chases, or the feminine energy, the feminine polarity, or the chaser energy chases. The reason we chase, so I've been through this journey and I have come out the other end. The reason we chase is because essentially, like, the basis is one, self-love, but why don't we love ourselves? Because we have major abandonment issues. And the masculine will also have major abandonment issues. The actual behaviours or the trauma might be different, but they have abandonment issues as well. So they chase as well as run, and we chase as well as run. So it's not a linear connection at all. It flips constantly and changes constantly. But it's not until you come into self-love and into unity consciousness where you stop doing either of these things. And you start to work on it, as the hammer is telling us. Twin flame, yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So this one is really describing the basis of twin flames and how they present, their dynamic presents in the 3D, so on the earthly plane, in the human existence. They are yin and yang. They're masculine with a bit of feminine, feminine with a bit of masculine, and they complement each other. They are not two separate souls. They're not two parts of one soul. We are two whole souls within ourselves, but we complement each other. And you will know that. You will know that by, you know, your twin's essence and you know their magnificence. They know your essence and they know your magnificence as well. It's getting to the point where you know it and feel it and you be it. You don't have to tell it. You don't have to tell them what to do, how to heal. They stop projecting onto you and you come into this beautiful balance and this zen. It's a real calm contentedness. It's an amazing, amazing connection when it gets to that point. Let's see what are the messages from the True Love Oracle. So this is the True Love Oracle by Belinda Grace. Beautiful, beautiful cards. And I love watching Gemstone Tarot. She's someone I listen to every single day. And she uses these quite a bit. This is where I got it. Well, learnt about them from. So I've already had a flipper card. Let's see if anything else needs to come out. So we've established that this is a twin flame reading, and the card that comes out is sexuality. Now, a real symptom, a real telling of a twin flame connection, most twin flame connections anyway, is a crazy sexual energy that that you have right from the beginning, and that continues and creates the addiction, which is the painful part that you can get stuck in. I think in relation to what we're talking about today, this sexuality card is there is that low vibrational addictive sexual energy, but the other thing is when you do come into union and when you come into that Zen space and the running chasing stops and you start working on it persistently, masks are taken off, new energies are starting to present themselves. This energy becomes very sacred. So the union starts to feel very sacred, and the actual act is, you can really feel that it's a merging of energies and a third energy being created. And it's really interesting that this is a really important part of partnerships and unions between people. So I think it really needs to be highlighted that in a twin flame connection, this creates another energy that is unlike any other energy that you create together. And it's these loving, sacred energies that emanate from you and from your masculine. And it's a vibration that is felt by other energies around you, and they start to make changes as well. Yeah, it's a very potent part of the twin flame connection. Oh, what's that one? Oh, inner peace. Love it. Love it. And this is what you don't think this is what you're working towards when you're continuing on your journey, but this is actually what you start to embody and what you start to experience. And you realize that this is it. This is the best, especially since so many twins have had traumas, especially in childhood, and they've never really had inner peace. There's always been some level of anxiety, some level of depression, victim mentality, feelings of rejection and abandonment. And as you start to move through and dissolve that pain body, you start to experience inner peace, and it is amazing. Can't even describe what it's like until you start to experience it. Okay, let us see. I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle and see what's going on with this particular collective of masculine. So this isn't going to be all masculines, obviously, because there are a lot out there, and there are a few different waves. But you will know if this is your masculine. Building blocks. Yang. So yeah, just confirming, yes, this is masculine read. Building blocks. So what I like about building blocks is, like, it's kind of akin to the Three of Pentacles in the tarot, is that the masculines are starting to, there's this collective of masculine who are building firm foundations, building from the bottom, firm foundations that can't crumble, can't and won't crumble. And that is within themselves. Got another flipper. Where's it gone? Oh, I thought it flipped. Maybe it had flipped and flipped back again. I'll keep shuffling. So yeah, building blocks in their own lives, establishing themselves, but I feel like it's not establishing themselves in terms of finances, etc. I feel like it's establishing their a new and healthy psyche and a new and healthy emotional body and a dissolving of pain body. Co-create. We're always creating all the time. Every second of the day we're creating. And co-creation is about co-creating with another energy, or even the creator. Co-creating with the creator, which is yourself, which is your own higher self. So your lower self creating with your higher self. So your lower self listening to the messages of your higher self. So there's a collective of masculines who are starting to listen to their higher self, starting to listen to the messages coming from spirit. Could be through dreams, could be through, as we know, we often get messages through just a conversation with someone or something we're watching on television. I've been watching the Vikings series. I never got into it when it first came out, but I've started watching it, and just little things are coming up, like someone was talking about the gods. The gods give us messages. The gods are living. The gods are here on earth. And I just went, gods, guides, guides, same thing. So did somebody misinterpret the word guides, or they misinterpreted gods and got guides, and now we call them guides, when actually they're the gods. And if you look at the Norse gods and the ancient gods, they all have different jobs, pretty much like the archangels, really, and the ascended masters, and they all give us different messages. So listen to your gods. They're starting to listen to their gods. That's really cool. See if another one's just comes up. I feel like I want to do another romance angel, and let's make this around the masculine energy. You know, the other thing is that with twin flames, they are us and we're them. So even though I'm doing this reading for, say, masculines, it actually applies to the feminine and vice versa. So I just saw the card let go of control issues, and feminines who are, empaths, they have abandonment issues, self-love, blah, blah, blah. And they are often very controlling, even if it's in very subtle ways, and they don't even realize. I didn't realize I was controlling until after I was out of a relationship and I really examined my behaviors in the relationship and in relationships in general. And I realized I had control issues, which were not overt. They were really subtle, but they're damaging just the same. So even though I could say masculine, let go of your control issues, because masculines do have big control issues, and they're usually quite obvious control issues, we can always, because we are each other, we mirror each other, we vibrate at exactly the same frequency. We're going to have the same issues, which is what keeps us apart. It's once you release those issues and heal that pain body that the magnet changes, and instead of repelling each other, we start to attract each other. That's when the magic starts to happen. If you're stuck in that looping where that magic isn't happening for you, come and see me. Like, I firmly believe that all twins need external support on this journey when they get stuck in that spot. It's really, really hard to see and recognize your own subconscious negative behaviors and negative patterns. And sometimes you need someone like me whose life purpose it is to provoke and liberate not only myself, but the people around me, liberate themselves from their emotional issues and psychological issues so that they can experience freedom. Come and see me. Come and see me, even if it's just for 1 or 2 sessions. And we can see where your subconscious patterns are affecting your union, basically. Any more for the masculine to come out of here? Another masculine card, please. Free yourself, exactly what I was just talking about. So this can apply to both polarities, masculine and feminine, runner, chaser, positive, negative, but because it's usually the feminine polarity that's looking at these videos and searching for spiritual meaning, it's about freeing yourself from who you think you really are and finding out who you really are, and then you'll liberate yourself from yourself. I've been doing doula kind of work for 20, 30 years. And now I'm starting to do it with twin flames to help them through that. It's almost like a labour and birth, help them through the prolonged labour so that they can birth the new union. And my life's purpose is to provoke and liberate. So it might be uncomfortable and there's triggering, which is always out of love. I'm not attached at all. But the benefit for you is that then you become free and achieve union. Well, I think I'll leave it there because it's almost like the same message keeps coming through, which is always very good to hear. And if this was your journey, leave me a message. Please like the video at the very least and subscribe if you like my energy and you would like to hear more from me. All right. Have a great day. Bye.